welcome to Elections 360 with me, Shobna K. Nair. Even as we speak, polling is going on for the fifth phase of elections. Votes are being cast for 49 seats across 8 states and union territories. Out of the 49 seats, BJP in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections had won 32. So it is clearly a high-stakes battle for the ruling party, which is aiming very high. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm taking you today to Rohtak Lok Sabha constituency, which in many ways is the political barometer for Haryana. I will be joined by my colleague Ashok Kumar, who will explain the importance of this seat and also the implications of the June 4 results on the state beyond the Lok Sabha polls. So we have Ashok with us. Ashok, right at the beginning, please tell us, why are we talking about Rohtak? What is the importance of this seat?
So actually there are 10 Lok Sabha constituencies in Haryana, and it's very important to let our audience know why we are talking about the Rohtak. So for that we'll have to go a little back to 2014. In 2014, it was for the first time that the BJP formed its own simple majority government in Haryana. Before that, the politics in Haryana mostly revolved around the Congress and the Indian National Lok Dal. Now, before the 2019 assembly polls, in 2018, there was a split in the Indian National Lok Dal, and that space which was vacated by the Indian National Lok Dal, it was filled by the BJP. And the Jat voters, who have been the core voters of the INLD, they drifted towards the Congress, especially behind Mr. Bhupinder Singh Hooda, who has been a two-time Congress Chief Minister. And so, as of today, Mr. Hooda, who is the tallest Jat leader in Haryana, he remains the biggest challenge to the BJP. And Rohtak has been the stronghold of the Hoodas. So far, between their family members, Mr. Hooda, his father and his son, they have won this parliamentary constituency 9 times. So this election, the Rohtak parliamentary election, the result of this election will go beyond electing a member of parliament, and it will impact the assembly elections as well, which are due in Haryana in the next 6 months. And it will also prove whether the Hoodas still have that stronghold, or they still have that grip over the state politics or not.
Okay. So explain to us what happened in 2019. Deepender Hooda lost the seat by a margin of 7,000 odd votes. So what went wrong back then? So
in 2019, like as in Haryana and in the rest of the country, there was a strong Modi wave. And in the Haryana, the BJP had a clean sweep. They won all the 10 Lok Sabha seats, riding on the Modi wave and that nationalist fervor and the aftermath of that Balakot airstrikes. But there was one more important factor that impacted the elections in Haryana in 2019, and that was the violence during the Jat agitation in 2016.
Just 3 years before the
3 years before that.
Election.
And Rohtak actually bore the brunt of that violence. There was a lot of arson, violence, and the shops and the stores belonging to the non-Jat community, they were specially targeted, they were set afire. And that violence targeting the non-Jats, it led to a sharp divide of voters along the Jat and non-Jat lines. And that is what impacted the Hoodas the most during 2019. Although
so the non-Jats did not vote for Deepender Hooda.
Although the Jats, they are around 33% of the electorate in the Rohtak Assembly Lok Sabha constituency are Jats. But it's not possible to win merely on the basis of the support from the Jats. And since there was a sharp division, so that cost dearly to Mr. Hooda.
So, other than the Jats, which is the other dominant caste group here who hold the key and in deciding the winner?
Well, the Rohtak has around 18 lakh voters. Around 4 lakh are scheduled caste, 4 lakh are OBCs, and 10 lakh are general category. So 33% of the total voters, around 6 lakh are Jats. But the two more communities which might hold the key to the election this year are the Brahmins, who have a sense of resentment towards the BJP for a couple of reasons. They feel they are being left out.
We'll come to that
Okay.
later.
And the second is the scheduled castes,
Okay.
who had drifted away from the Congress, though they have been a traditional Congress voters. But in 2014, they had drifted away. And this year, this election, they are expected to come back to the Congress, especially in the wake of the narrative that the Congress has built around the BJP.
Yeah, now that you're talking about the sentiment, tell me, in the last 5 years, what has changed on ground politically?
So politically, not much has changed, because back then in 2019 also it was the contest between the Congress and the BJP, and the candidates also remain the same. Dr. Arvind Sharma, who has been
from BJP,
he was from the BJP, and Mr. Deepender Hooda is from the Congress. So the candidates remain the same for both the parties, 2019 as well as 2024. And in 2019 also, of the 12 lakh votes polled, I think these two candidates among themselves, they had 11 lakh votes. Okay. So there was not much space for any third player.
So there is no new third player this time also?
This time also, it's a direct contest between the BJP and the Congress. Or I would say the election is more between, it's between the Modi versus the Hoodas.
Okay.
Because the Hoodas, they have tried to build a narrative around the 10 years of their rule versus the 10 years of the BJP rule, both in the center and the state.
Okay.
So,
but what has then therefore changed, if at all?
So what has changed is like the public sentiment, the people's sentiment have changed. This is one election in Haryana which is being fought largely under the shadow of the farmers' protest. Okay. So even today, although it has been 2 or 3 years since the farmer protest, but even today the BJP and the JJP, it has been the alliance partner of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Jan Nayak Janata Party.
Jan Nayak Janata Party, who were also breakaway from the INLD. So even today, those BJP and JJP candidates, they are facing the farmers' ire. They are being confronted when they go to seek votes or when they go for campaigning. They're not being allowed in some villages.
In some cases, in some villages, they are not being even allowed. And even if they are being allowed, they are being confronted, they are being questioned. So there is this sense of anger among the farming community. So farmers' protest remains one major factor in these elections for Haryana. Besides that, there is a sense of anti-incumbency also.
Against the state government?
Yeah, it's more against the state government, not that much against the Modi government, but more against the state government. So why? There are 2-3 factors. There is a strong resentment among the employees, the midday meal workers, the Anganwadi workers, the Ashas, the clerks. They have held long protests over these years. Even the sarpanches, they have some of the changes which have been initiated by the BJP state government. So sarpanches feel that their power is being curtailed, like the right to recall, the introduction of the e-tendering. The BJP says all these schemes are aimed at making the delivery system more efficient and containing the corruption. But it has not been. It has not gone down well.
Okay.
So this is one factor, the anti-incumbency, and also there is some sense of resentment among some castes as well. The most prominent is the Brahmins. So Brahmins, although they are around 12 to 13% of total population in Haryana, and they have been voting for the BJP, but somehow they feel being left out. They feel that other castes like the Punjabis and the Vaishyas, they are being given more importance, whether when it comes to ticket distribution or the political and bureaucratic appointments.
So they feel that they have been taken for granted by the BJP because they are the core vote bank of the BJP.
So, so some section of the Brahmin votes might drift towards the Congress. Even the Mr. Hooda, he made an announcement at a meeting that if he comes to power, then there will be a deputy chief minister from the Brahmin community. Okay. So he has tried to take advantage of that resentment. And the scheduled caste vote as well, though it has been, it has a section of it has traditionally voted for the Congress, and Congress has always tried this combination of Jats and scheduled caste. But it was in 2014
That they
that
moved.
they moved, they drifted towards the
BJP.
BJP. But now, especially in the aftermath of this, in the wake of the narrative which is being built by the Congress, that there could be an attempt by the BJP to change the constitution. So
And thereby removing reservation.
removing reservation. So some section of it is like expected to again come back to the Congress. So when it comes to the Rohtak seat, so the Congress is mainly looking at the Jats and the Brahmin votes and the scheduled caste votes. The BJP, on the other hand, is looking at the OBCs because they had a recent reshuffle and they made an OBC as the chief minister.
They removed Manohar Lal Khattar
Yeah.
and replaced him by
An
Nayab
OBC
Singh
leader, yeah, he is an
Saini.
OBC. So there are around 4 lakh OBC votes in Rohtak. So basically, they are looking at the support from the OBCs and the other general category like the Rajputs, the Vaishyas, and the Brahmins as well. So this is basically what the caste
So the
equation is.
recent change in chief minister and the fact that the state government is at the brink of collapse. I mean, it has a very thin majority. How does that play out in the parliament election? Is it having any impact?
See, although it is not much of political importance because the elections are anyway due in Haryana in another 6 months, but it actually shows to some extent the public sentiment. The way the 3 independent MLAs, they have resigned and they have supported the Congress. So in a way, it shows that there is this sense of anti-incumbency. And there is a sense of resentment against the present BJP government.
Yeah, and
so
also
this is what it indicates.
Resurgence in the Congress.
Yeah, it shows.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ashok, for helping us navigate the narrow streets of Rohtak and explaining this. Thank you.
Welcome.